Alright, ladies and gentlemen, these are notes on 211 notes analyzing tables. When you're analyzing these tables, make sure you are taking your time and reading all the directions and of the questions being asked of you. Do not rush this process because that's where a lot of mistakes will occur. So just take your time. Alright, the problem we got here. It says a random sample of 545 teenagers participated in a taste test. Each teenager sampled 4 choices of fruit drink, labeled A, B, C, and D, as you see here in the table. And then we're asked to pick a favorite. The table shows the results of this taste test. So here's your table here. The total amount of boys we see is 210. The total amount of girls is 335. And the total amount of people, as stated before in the problem, there's 545 students altogether, of boys and girls. Total is 545. Now just to break down this table a little bit, 60 boys chose option A as their favorite. Also 60 boys chose B as their favorite. 25 boys chose C. And 65 boys chose D as their favorite. When you add up 60 plus 60 plus 25 plus 65, that's how you get that 210. Same story for here with the girls. 100 girls chose A. 100 girls also chose B. 35 girls chose C. And 100 girls chose D as their favorite. The totals here on the bottom refer to the total amount that chose option A for both boys and girls. So 160 people chose A as their favorite. 160 people chose B as their favorite. 60 people chose C as their favorite. And 165 chose D as their favorite sports drink here in the taste test. Or fruit drink, pardon me. So based on the information given, which of the given statements are true? So our goal here is to select all that apply. That means we have to select every single one correctly in order to get the problem correct. So we have to select all that apply. So what this first one says is 61% of the participants were girls. To figure this out, we take the number of girls that we have, that's 335, and we're going to divide it by the total amount of people. So 335 divided by 543 or 545. That's going to find us out the percent. So we take our calculator and we type it in. 335 divided by 545, and we're going to get 0.61467. Dot dot dot. Now we have to remember from middle school, how do we change a decimal into percent? Well, you move the decimal over to decimal place to the right twice. So you get 61.4%. And when you round it to the nearest whole percent, you'll get just 61%. So 61% are girls. So we're going to fill in that box or check off the box. The next topic, or the next bullet here, is B. We have to go through the whole entire list. So 29% of the participants preferred C. So, of the total participants, pardon me, 29% of the people has to prefer C. So, we look at the total amount of people that prefer C, which was 60, out of the total, which is 545. So we do 60 divided by 545. Put that in the calculator. And we get 0.11. And then 0.009. We change that decimal into a percent, and we're going to get 11%. Now 11% is different from 29%. Obviously that means this is incorrect. So we don't put a little checkbox in there. I'll slide it down a little bit. So option C, 65 out of the 210 of the boys preferred B. So referring to of the boys, we're just focusing on the boys here. So 65 of the boys preferred B. So we have 60 of the 210 prefer the boys. Remember, we're just referring to just the boys, so we're focusing here on our chart. So 60 of the 210, not 65, preferred B. So this one is also incorrect. So we don't mark it. Pick a different color. So of the participants who preferred B, so of the people who preferred B, I'm going to circle that. 100 of them were girls. Yep, well that's true. 100 girls chose B. So this one, you're going to fill in. Now the next one's a little bit tougher. We want to know, is the proportion of the boys who prefer A, so the boys who prefer A, so it's of the boys, so we go to cross, so that will be 60 divided by 210, because that's the proportion of the boys that prefer A. Is it equal to the proportion of the girls, so of the girls who prefer C, which is 35 over 335. So we do 35 over 335. What this is a proportion, so we could cross multiply. So we have 60 times 335, which gets you 20,100, and 210 times 35, that's 7,350. So since those two numbers do not equal each other, I'll type it in there. So 20 does not equal 7,350. Since they don't obviously equal each other, that means these proportions are not equal to each other. So we could cross that out. So we're not filling in that bubble for E. For F, we have 29% of the participants preferred B. So of the entire group there of participants, 29% of them preferred B. So we circled B, which is 160, divided by 545. So we do 160 divided by 545. And we get 29.35%. So it'll be 29%, which is correct. So we're going to bubble an F. Next thing is of the boys. 61% of the participants were boys. Well, we go to boys, that would be 210 over 545. So we put that in the calculator, 210 divided by 545. And we get 39%. So that last one we will not mark off. So our answers in this case will be A, D, and F. And you have to mark all three of them correctly and not mark B, C, E, and G at all in order to get this problem, the whole problem, correct. So that is a little more challenging, so you have to be very careful with your details. Let's do one more because we got time. So looking at this problem here, a random sample of 500 teenagers participated in a taste test. Each teenager sampled 4 choices of fruit drink. A, B, C, D. And then we're asked to pick a favorite. The table shows the results of the taste test, as we see here. Based on the information given, which of the given statements are true? We have to select all that apply. So the first statement says 52% of the participants were boys. So that means of the total amount of boys, 240. We divide it by the total, 500, so 240 divided by 500. We're going to see that's going to be a little bit less than 50%. Probably put it in the calculator anyway. 240 divided by 500. And we see that it's 48%. 48% is not the same as 52%. So I'll put a little X just to mark that we already went over A. Next one is option B. 32% of the participants preferred D. So we go to D. 32% preferred D. So we go 145 divided by 500. So 145 divided by 500. And that's going to get us 29%. 29% is not 32%, so we're going to mark an X there. Of the boys, so we're only going to be focused on the boys here, preferred B. So of the boys, how much preferred B? Well, that would be 25 over 240. So 25 divided by 240, that'll get you 10%. Which is clearly different from 60 over 240. So 25 over 240 is different from 60 over 240, so we know that's incorrect. The participants who preferred B that were boys. So this way is of the participants, that means the boys and the girls that preferred B. So this is when you go the other way. So you got 25 boys that liked it, and 70 girls that liked it. So they're saying 70 out of 95 were boys. Well, they got that flip-flop there. So it turns out that's incorrect also. The portion of the boys who preferred D is equal to the proportion of the girls who preferred D. So boys that preferred D would be 60 over 240. The girls that preferred D was 85 over 260. So we got to do 60 over 240 is equal to 85 over 260, because it's 85 over 260 of the girls. We cross multiply. So we have 60 times 260 gets you 15,600. 15,600, and that's equal to 240 times 85, which is 20,400. Clearly they're not equal to one another, so that one's incorrect also. So far we don't have anything, which is okay. That can happen. 32% of participants preferred B. So 32%, so we have to look at B. So that'd be 95 over 500 because of all the participants. So that'd be 95, both boys and the girls. And the total of participants was 200. So 95 over 500. And you probably type that in, 95 divided by 500. You're going to get 19%. And 19% isn't the same as 32%, so we cross it out. Here's our last one. We have 52% of the participants were girls, so we go to girls. So that'd be 260 over 500. We put that into the calculator. And we see that that is 52%. So this one in particular is just G. That's the only correct one, which can happen once in a while. It's not a problem. All right. So if you have any questions on this, please email me or come to Extra Help. I'll be happy to help you out. Here's your classwork and your homework. All right. Have yourself a wonderful day.